Hi there, I'm Taylor Hardman of Project Dragonfly's Advanced Inquiry Program of the Flamingo cohort of 2022 in association with the Denver Zoo Conservation Alliance. Thanks so much for being here and checking out the culmination of my master's work. Even now, we are actually in the middle of my nature classroom. One of the initiatives that I work to achieve here at the facility that I now work for, and also partnered with for my final master's project here at the Cascades Raptor Center. This is the space that I advocated for to host my community science workshop that I described above. This is something that was really important to me and my master plan, which is to create, develop, and connect communities to wildlife conservation opportunities through community science. This is a big hole that I've seen in many communities that I've been a part of, and that's that disconnect from that we've seen in many communities to local wildlife and green spaces and all the natural systems that are around us. I've seen and heard of folks in groups that experience some of the fewest opportunities to engage with green spaces that they don't even know where their food comes from. There's communities that don't know that they can engage with green spaces, much less how to, or what kind of an impact they can have on those natural systems by their engagement. To this end, I have worked to create those pathways for people to get familiar with the relationship that we have with local, regional, and global ecosystems. The first steps were honestly learning for myself what our modern relationships are with the wildlife, even just in our backyards, and what that looks like, and then being able to share that information in a way that's both understandable and interesting to hear. And finally, learning what it takes to create meaningful yet accessible opportunities for communities to engage and have an impact. In this way, folks get to develop a personal relationship and investment in conservation initiatives, and hopefully, as a collective, we can start to see those larger shifts in perspective, and we as communities, or rather, how we as communities value our local wildlife and all those natural systems that all of our human systems rely on. It's been such a wild and sometimes honestly grueling ride, but I've learned so much about accessibility and inclusivity and how to lead in a way that makes sure the focus remains on the progress of the collective. I feel really proud and privileged to see what happens when we act together to move forward and what we can accomplish, especially as we try to shift into bigger efforts towards environmental stewardship, even at just the individual level, much less at community levels, both local, regional, national. All these accomplishments that we can have so long as we are working together is really incredible to see. And I honestly I owe it all to this program for providing the resources and the instruction. It's been so incredible, and I plan to see it grow even further.